Welcome to Rein It In. This is Rachel.
And this is Matt.
And we are going to talk you through our experience getting into the mountains, first Ryokan, and some total panic.
Yeah, I was going to say, you sound really calm here. This was a hell of a day.
It was. It was intense. So, today we left Tokyo, and of course, that involves, leaving any city involves a lot of stuff. Packing all your things, getting things organized, making sure that you have everything, all of that sort of stuff. We sat around for a while this morning because we got packed really early, and our train didn't leave until 1, so we were like, cool, we have plenty of time, which we did. We had plenty of time.
We're packed pretty efficiently, I feel. We have 2 kind of carry-on suitcases we mentioned previously, but this also means that we cannot really acquire much stuff.
Right.
We're kind of expecting all of our souvenirs, omiyagi?
They'll be super flat.
Will be flat and will be procured in our last few days in Tokyo, probably.
Right. And I will say that I am carrying 2 rolls of toilet paper in my suitcase, and so once we go through those, then I'll have a lot more space.
Yeah.
So don't ask why. Anyway, so we went to the train station, and I think part of the problem here is just overconfidence, right? I was feeling cool.
Yeah, we've been
got
in and out of
handle on this train station.
Yeah, we've been in and out of the stations. We were in Shinjuku Station, which again, busiest station in the world.
Right.
How many million people through a day or something?
350 million.
Can't be 350
Which
million
doesn't
people a
even
day.
make any sense.
No, I think he said 3 to 5 million a day.
3 to 5. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes way.
I don't
way
remember
more
what the hell he
sense.
said, but yeah, it wasn't 350 million.
No, I was trying to process how that could even be possible.
That's more than the population of the United States.
I know, exactly. Yeah. I was really confused. Okay, we'll go with 3 to 5 million, and that makes perfect sense.
But that's a buttload of people.
Oh my god, it's so many people.
Yeah, that's a trainload of people. It's a lot of trains. Anyways, but we've been in and out of the thing. We decided we were going to we needed to catch a Shinkansen from Tokyo City out to Echigo-Yuzawa. And we had 2 options. We could take a train from multiple trains. We had multiple options from Shinjuku or our little neighborhood in Nishi Shinjuku out to Tokyo Station, which is another very big station, and then take that up into the mountains. Or we could take another line from Shinjuku up to Omiya Station.
Omiya.
And that was kind of, northwest of the city. So you kind of get out of the city into the burbs a little bit there.
And it's more in the direction of where we were going. Going to Tokyo Station was backtracking from the direction of the mountains.
Yeah. We were we'd have to go way east and then go back northwest. So we thought, we'd do the transfer at a smaller station, be easier to do it. I think it was the right choice.
Yeah.
And so we made it through. We showed our passes. We got on the platform.
One of the trains was leaving, and I was really sweaty, and so I took off my sweater, and in the process of taking off my sweater, I dropped my wallet.
And JR Pass. Yeah, now keep in mind the 21-day JR Pass is not inexpensive.
Right.
And it is not...
You can't buy it again.
Right, it is not returnable, so you can buy it again. Actually, because as a tourist you can rebuy it here, but it's at an extra premium.
Oh, jeez. So that was hundreds of dollars. My passport was gone. That was gone.
All of our tickets that we'd gotten
was gone. Yeah. All of our reserve tickets were gone.
Yeah, Rachel might have been a little bit.
I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
There's just no. I never had such a physical sort of panic reaction.
I feel like I channeled my mom here. Maybe just because growing up with my mom and being a bit of a mama's boy, that I saw my mom take charge of difficult situations a few times, and like, I wanted to be pissed. I won't deny I wasn't muttering under my breath when we were walking and you were behind me. But it wasn't going to do us any good to be pissed or angry at anyone. And if anything, I kind of like scolded you, right, for like apologizing, because it wasn't helping anything. We needed to just kind of regroup. We were in the best possible place to lose all of those things, right? Like, fortunately, we have some reserves, so like it wouldn't have been the end of the trip. We actually have travel insurance, which would have helped pay for a lot of that.
Right.
Like, if you're going to lose your passport, lose it in one of the biggest cities in the world that has a U.S. embassy or consulate, right? Like, it would have worked out. It would have been a hassle, but it would have worked. We would have slept in a capsule hotel. Who knows?
Right. But fortunately, we didn't have to do that.
No, because the Japanese people are freaking amazing when it comes to courtesy and politeness and responsibility to community.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
After we realized that we couldn't find it on the platform, my wallet anywhere, and confirmed that it was not in my bag by chucking all of the items in my bag on the ground on the platform and then putting them all back in again.
We kind of did that twice, because you did it once and I did it once.
Yeah. I mean, it was some serious panic. Anyway, we went and found the information desk. Matt talked to the guy at the information desk, and he called around to the other lost and founds, I assume.
Yeah. First he thought we left it on a train. He said, what line were you on? And I showed him which line. I forget what it was. I told him what it was. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, like which direction? And I said, no, on the platform. And he was like, oh, okay. And that seemed like a good thing. Mm-hmm. And then he also thought it was mine, and then I was trying to explain it was my wife's, and that didn't work quite as well, because he spoke a little bit of English, and my Japanese, when I'm in a good space, is poor. But like, I pulled out my phone, I did the translate, I said my wife's wallet in the thing, and he read it a couple times and was like, okay. And then he asked your name, and I told him your name, and then he called, and then he was like, hi. And that seemed like, okay, or he was saying that on the phone. Mm-hmm. And then he said, come with me, we're going to go to the track. And then we started walking, and he didn't realize Rachel was right, like, around the corner, so I had to grab her, and I'm like, sumimasen, and he slowed down, and then we got started walking, and then he turned over his shoulder and said, they have it at Lost and Found. And it was like, oh, okay. And then he walked at a very brisk pace.
He did.
While we're carrying luggage through a bunch of tunnels.
Yep.
And we got to the place, we stood around for a few seconds, he let us in. The best part was Rachel went in, and I was standing out front, and then another woman walked up and knocked on the door, and they opened the door, and she was also returning a wallet that somebody else had lost. It was like a men's wallet.
I was like, my God, I'm not the only one.
But the exchange between the two of them was all in Japanese. But it was like very casual. She was like, da 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 da, and he was like, da 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 da, and then like I think he basically asked her like where, and she said where, and then he asked her name, and she gave her name, and he was like, okay, thanks, and then he took it.
Anyway,
it just seems like it's very common, I guess.
And they had a whole procedure for it. I just had to, like, sign some paperwork. I mean, I lost my phone at the Holocaust Memorial Museum once, and someone had immediately turned it in, and I had to do the same thing, like, sign for it, and all of that. I mean, losing your phone is a much less big deal than losing all of your stuff, but happily everything was still in there.
You still had your medicine?
It only delayed us an hour.
This is the other thing too. So we had reserved seats from Omiya to Echigo-Yuzawa, and we missed that train by an hour. But the JRL pass, this is actually, again, we talked a little bit before about like whether or not to get a JR pass. Like, if you're only going to be in Tokyo, you probably do not want to get one. We probably saved $20 taking the JR lines around the city while we were in Tokyo those 6 days. But the $20 is a drop in the bucket for the 21-day pass, right? But but it was something, right? It starts adding up. But basically, the trains that we had booked that we missed was $120 about worth of tickets, and so we didn't have to rebuy those. We just went and re-reserved new seats on a different train, and they were like, "Yep, sure." I don't think that guy liked us very much because he booked us 2 middle seats. Not 2 middle, an aisle in a middle. And nobody ever sat in the window seat. So we just moved over there ourselves.
But who cares?
Yeah.
To be honest, who cares?
No, it worked out.
It was like some of the worst 20 minutes of my life, and I really feel so stupid. And I'm gonna come up with a better method of not losing my passport.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I support this. So we'll talk a little bit here. We're at about 10 minutes about the trip to Echigo-Yuzawa, and then we're going to talk about what we're up here for. We're in this thing called a Ryokan, which is a traditional Japanese inn. Some of you probably know what this is. And many of them also have onsen, which are Japanese hot springs. And kind of, it's a little bit more of a schmancy sort of experience, but it was one of the things we wanted to do for sure. So we're in the mountains, and we're at this place. But so the train trip, once we actually got on the train, was really fascinating because we started out, we were above ground, you could see some mountains. We maybe saw a shadow of Mount Fuji way in the distance, probably not. We're not quite at the right angle, we were kind of far north. But we hit mountains pretty quick from Tokyo. I was pretty surprised. And then we went underground. And after that short break, maybe the microphones are a little better. I think we didn't have them plugged in properly, and we'll hopefully this is good. But when what we were saying is we did go underground, not too far outside of there. And what I found most interesting, I felt like we were sort of and I mentioned this on Facebook or something too, but I felt like we were inside of a whale, or we were a whale. Because we were underground, it was dark, or my ears were plugging, and then we would come up for a station, and then we'd go back under. Yeah. So it was interesting. We were just coming up for air, coming up for stations. We did it 3 times. We hit Echigo-Yuzawa,
which is a little mountain town, primarily a ski town. Obviously, we're here off season, although you can still see snow on some of the mountains. It's not a lot of snow, but definitely still there. So we got out. Remembered all of our things, took them off of the train with us, and went downstairs, and we happened to find a sake tasting room, which was exactly what we needed at that point in our lives. Yeah, it was the station had a ton of stuff in there. It was pretty adorable. And on our list when we hit Niigata there's a sake museum for a bunch of different little sake vending machines. You pay for some coins, and you get tastings based on, most of them were 1, a couple of them were 2 or 3 coins. It was 100 yen. Yeah, so it was essentially $5, $1 per coin. Yeah, and you got a little sake cup full of stuff. But we plan on doing that in Niigata because we're in sort of a known area for sake. So it's the rice growing provinces. Niigata is known for its rice, and so therefore they also have a lot of sake breweries. Yeah, it was fun. I feel like we successfully actually negotiated that entire place only in Japanese too. Did you notice that when we did it? Yeah, you're right. We did. It was not bad. So, I don't know if we did it well, but I got a futatsu or futari for 2 people, and he was like, "Hi," and then showed us the 10,000 yen or whatever for the 2, or 1,000 yen for 2 of us, and then we decided to go back and we could get some kyukis, some cucumbers that you could put miso paste on, or they had a whole bunch of different salts you could put on it. Yeah, they had a salt tasting, so you could choose all these different salts and salt your cuke. Yeah, right. Then someone just kindly volunteered to take our picture, so so you can see that picture on Instagram, and probably is the cover of this. Oh, it could be. It's not an awesome picture, but maybe it'll be. Well, it'll make some sense. We don't have a whole lot of other pictures from today. No, that's true. So, there were some beautiful views from the bath that's at the top of this ryokan that we're at. But, when you go to an onsen in Japan, you just bring yourself. You're in there naked, and so you definitely do not have your phone with you, or camera, or anything else. Yeah, let's back it up a little bit, and we'll explain sort of at least our ryokan experience for here.
And but it's sort of like an immersive experience. Rachel mentioned earlier, when off microphone, that it definitely feels a little 80s. This place we're at Hoteru Futaba.
Futaba. Yeah.
And some of them definitely kind of have that feel. You could see their price ranges are from kind of expensive to like unimaginably
Obscene,
expensive.
yeah.
So we were at a kind of expensive one, and but we showed up. We decided to walk here from the station because it was just, it was not a very long walk, but
Yeah,
it
it was
was
like
kind
10
of up some
minutes.
big hills, and it wasn't super obvious where it was.
Just because there's a lot of hotels, and so
Yeah.
which one it was not clear.
Yeah, but we got here. We walked in the front, and they were basically just saying all the welcomes. We gave them our name. They took our passport, which they always do at hotels, and checked us in and like walked us to our room. A little tiny woman that we later found out is from China tried to carry a young woman. Tried to carry all of our bags, and I kind of wouldn't let her. I don't know if that was rude, but
I let her take mine.
oh yeah, that makes sense. But it was like didn't make sense
I'm
for
a
her to
lady.
take mine too. And brought us to the room, and it's kind of a hybrid Western traditional Japanese room. So there's a big tatami room, which are these like bamboo mats, and a little table with little chairs on the ground, basically like seat backs. And we're of course sweaty because it's humid and warm here, and we've been hiking up a hill and had just drinking sake. And we sat down, and she was like, "Please sit down." And she served us like hot tea and had little sweets, which look a little bit like palmetto bugs, but were wonderful, wonderful, sweet, giant sweet black beans.
Yeah, they were more like beans than bugs.
No, I know they looked a little bit carapacey.
That's true.
So it was kind of interesting to like go from humping bags up a hill to like sitting down and having someone serve you in this like sort of fancy little room. And then she showed us around the room a little bit, and she skedaddled. We finished up our tea and kind of poked our head around, and there's like a toilet room and like a sink and bathroom room.
We also have a private bath in this room, so that was one of the things that we booked. So onsens are hot springs. There are hot springs, a couple of different ones. There's some on the 6th floor that we haven't been to, and there's some on the 7th floor. But then our room also has its own private bath that is outside. It doesn't really have a view. I mean, because it's got like sort of screening blocking you from the other hotels.
Well, it's got a pretty good view of the parking lot.
But it's got fresh air and nice hot water and privacy. So
yeah, and after the city, it was pretty nice. It's cool, refreshing. But yeah, we hung out in that tub for a bit when we decided to brave the actual onsen, which are the public baths that are here. Do you want to give us your experience on that one?
Yeah. So yeah, after just sort of like getting adjusted and accustomed, I was like, okay, I'm ready to tackle it. So we've watched a bunch of videos on onsen. So I knew the sort of basics. Obviously, you need to shower before you, and more than like, American pools, like there's a shower and you've got your swimsuit and you like hop into that shower for like 20 seconds maybe, and then you get in the pool. Here,
this is full lather,
and you're also not wearing any swimsuit. So you clean yourself all off well, and then you've got a little tiny towel that you can use modesty wise that you then keep on top of your head while you're in the bath. For me, it was really nice when we went upstairs that there was no one else in the women's pools at all. So I got to kind of like get accustomed to like putting my clothes away and like figuring out where everything was without anyone around to make me feel like awkward.
right?
So here there were 2 pools inside and there was 1 pool outside. I only went to the outside one because I wanted to look at the mountains. They're all relatively small, maybe 6 by 10 feet probably.
If we
for
go back
ours.
to the other one, the men's side, so they had like they're separated by gender, so you got men and women's side, and they flip partway through the day, so it's not like it's always men and always women. It's so each group gets a different view throughout the day, and in the men's side, we actually had three, but one of them was like a cold plunge, and the big pool inside, the big bath inside was basically just seemed like a pool. It was all tile. It was nothing. It was just, it seemed not a hot spring, other than that there was like the spigot looks different that pours into it. But it was pretty big. I would say that one was like 25 feet wide or something like that.
Wow.
It was big.
Yeah, that's much different than ours.
It had a huge glass pane window that you could look out onto the valley. The windows were a little like kind of fogged up and stuff, but you could still get a pretty good view.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
because ours was much smaller, definitely.
Yeah, it was pretty big. And then I went out into the outside one, and I had, there were two gentlemen showering off when I got there, and by the time I got into the area to shower off, they moved into the outside or the sauna. I think one in the sauna, one went into the outside pool. And I showered off. We'd already showered off really well here, so I didn't feel too obligated to shower off super well, but I went through the motions in case anybody watched me. And I ended up going out to the outside one, and there were three guys in there. They were all speaking Japanese, of course, because we're in Japan. But I was there for maybe like 45 seconds before they all got up and left. Now, that pool is pretty warm. And they were in there the whole time I was on the inside ones, because I went to two of the different pools on the inside.
Oh, okay.
For probably a good 10, 15 minutes. So they must have been out there for a bit. I may have scared them off, but I also, like, tattoos are bad news here. In fact, they're banned at most Ryokan and onsen, or at least in the onsen portion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's changing, but it's better safe than sorry.
And I have a small tattoo on my arm, and I totally forgot. I brought bandages to cover it, and I totally forgot about it. So I just like kept the towel over it when I could, and like faced away from people. All the people there were probably between like 30 and 45, so probably not as big a deal. There was one older gentleman when I was coming in, but it was pretty pleasant.
It was really nice. I mean, just kind of watched the sun set, and we came back in.
But then the holy Jesus is about dinner.
Yeah.
Should we do another quick break before that one? Okay, you guys get to hear the bleep bleep. So real quick before we dive into dinner, I kind of explain this. This is part of the sort of Ryokan experience too, is sort of a meal called a kaiseki meal. I don't know all the ins and outs. Supposedly for a long time, like, Westerners were not really welcome to it because they didn't feel we could understand it, and we didn't.
Oh yeah, we definitely didn't understand anything that was going on.
But it's basically a ton of little courses that I think are supposed to basically like tell a story. If you go to a really good place, this probably is not like the ideal place for like the super kaiseki experience, but supposedly like you go in and it like helps you appreciate like that season and like the smells and the textures and the tastes, and it's all very nuanced. So, but I'll turn over to your experience or your feedback on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not the world's most adventurous eater. I'm not terrible.
You're way better than most. You just like certain things you don't like.
Right. I hate mayonnaise. Everyone who knows me knows this. I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms. I don't like raw onions. And I also like, I'm okay on fish, like I like it, but I don't like all of it. And so sitting down to a meal where most of the things are going to be fish and you have no idea what any of them are going to be is a little bit anxiety producing potentially.
Oh yeah. Like I only recognized a few of the things that were in front of me. I mean, like you generally knew of what sort of vein they were, but I couldn't name like, oh, that's that thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I was like, okay, there's a shrimp, but everything else I was like,
Yeah. I mean, there was a little sashimi bowl that was like in a bowl of ice. The bowl
ice
was ice. Yeah.
Yeah. The ice was the bowl and the bowl was the ice.
Yeah.
They were one and the same.
So that's a thing we
nice
know,
bowl.
right? We know sliced fish.
Oh yeah.
Like, that made
for
sense.
Sure.
There was like a udon bowl that had a traditional fish cake in it, and some.
Right.
She said they were shrimp balls. Who knows? Shrimp balls were that big. Anyway, another. Oh my. So- sorry, I derailed us.
Anyway,
But yeah, a bunch of the other stuff was just like, what? And it was just layers
But-
of colors and...
the main thing
Oh, yeah.
was that she had these little grills off to the side, or these little, they were just like flat pans that underneath them was like a
special sterno-y kind
yeah,
of thing.
sterno thing that was going to burn out. So it just had a limited time that it would burn for, which was the time that it was to cook these things. And it was mushrooms and a piece of broccoli and then some kind of abalone thing.
Yeah.
But the abalone thing was still decidedly alive
Yeah.
when it was put in this pan. And so while you're eating all your other dishes that you're not quite sure what they are, or what order to eat them in, but you're eating them and enjoying them or not enjoying them, depending on what it was. There's also, like, out of the corner of your eye, this like writhing mollusk.
Yeah. Writhing mollusk. That's a band name.
And it was really distracting.
Yeah.
And
I should have tried it by yours, because yours was obviously fresher. Because mine wasn't writhing like yours was. Mine moved a little bit, but
was
not in the same way
really,
as...
really active.
Yeah.
I ate it. I mean, what are you going to do after that little mollusk gave up its life? Like, you're just going to eat it.
Yeah.
And I ate the mushrooms too.
Yeah. But that was a lot. When I say a lot, that was a lot of food. Like, we failed at being Instagrammers and did not bring a camera, but I feel like we succeeded at being humans by not bringing a camera.
Yeah, I didn't bring mine on purpose. But I sort of wished I would have had it. But you don't want to see that mollusk.
No.
Anyway.
But there was like 3 plates of things in front of us. Each plate of thing maybe had like 3 to 8 different little things on it. Then there was like a little glass of plum wine, umeshu. There was the udon thing that was also under a candle that she said let it go until it burns out and then it'll be done. And then she lit the fire for the writhing mollusk. What else was it? Then she brought like beef stew and like a fish stew thing. It wasn't fish thing that you were not a fan of.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't for me.
And then she brought rice
and umeboshi and some other stuff, and then
which were pickled plums, umeboshi, miso soup, another plate of pickles.
Right.
I feel like there was one more thing in there that we missed. It was
a ton of food.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was all. I feel like the pacing. I'm really curious because we're going to another Ryokan in like a week-ish.
Yeah.
In Hokkaido, and so I'm really curious to see, like, compare the meals, and also because I felt like the pacing was rushed. Like, I was not sure what I was supposed to eat when.
Yeah, and I asked her, "Is there an order?" And she was like, "No, just wait till these candles go out."
Yeah, and so I would like to see. I would like to compare.
I didn't feel like it was a journey. I felt it was like smorgasbord.
It was like a collision. Yeah, it was a collision of food into my face.
And some of it was really good. Some of it was okay. There was that other little like pickled fish thing, which is kind of like the thing we had last night. Rachel's not a fan of pickled fish.
No, not my favorite.
But then she was like, because we have got a special package that we got here with, which is like
romance package. We have a gift we're gonna open.
We got a gift from them. But it's like an anniversary package. That was funny. It was like, come spend your special day during the weekday.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously a weekday special for anniversary things, which worked out perfect for us.
Yep.
But we got like an extra drink and we got an extra dessert. But she was like, "Do you want dessert here or do you want dessert in your room?" And I was like, "Please in the room because I'm going to explode."
Yeah, give us time to take a little break.
Yeah, we walked around the lobby a little bit and then she met us back at our room. And it was like a 3-course dessert.
Yeah, we haven't
so
finished. There's like an entire plate of fruit.
No, I know.
That we're going to eat here at some
Probably
point.
after this. It looked like pretty good fruit.
It did. I'm excited about fruit.
Yeah.
So, but they also
gave
us
us a gift,
which we're going to open now.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
For you.
So it's a long, thin box. It's wrapped in like a nice red
paper.
And you can probably hear it. I'm going to vote chopsticks.
Oh, yeah, maybe Chopstick seems like a good
It's got some
guess.
cute little sakura blossom flowers. Oh, those are nice
Indeed.
chopsticks, though.
They are nice chopsticks.
One of them's longer than the other one,
Oh,
isn't it?
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
We've got male and female chopsticks here.
Yeah.
They're red and
Nice.
black.
Yeah, they're pretty. They're actually
Pretty.
good wood ones, too.
Yeah. Well, that's very kind.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
anyway, today was a day of just complete panic and much confusion, punctuated by soaking
Super
in
relaxation.
hot water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a day.
I
It's
know.
been very interesting.
We're long. We're on the long one on this one, but I'm going to give one last little tip, right? For anybody who's listened this long, anybody who's going to come out to Japan, you have to definitely, I think, try getting to an onsen.
Oh, for sure.
Get naked with people in public. It's good for your health. But try a Ryokan, because this has really been interesting, I think. The thing about it, though, is that like you can book Ryokans on any number of sites. You can book, like booking.com had a million choices, lots of great pictures. And actually what we ended up doing, and I think so far this has been successful, is we found a bunch of places in Echigo-Yuzawa that looked good. And then we went to their websites directly. And most of their websites don't have English. So, but, you know, if
But
you use
that's how
Chrome.
we found the romance
Right, yeah,
anniversary package or
right,
whatever it is
so-
that we're here on.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where I was going with that. Is that with we paid the same price that you would have through Booking.com, not because it's a better deal, but it was just because like that's the standard good rate, and we had the option to see that there's this crazy weekday thing for couples, which was like the same cost, but we got extra stuff.
Yep.
So
And a later checkout.
yeah, and a later checkout. So I'd say definitely like use the main sites to like find your place, and then see if you can't figure out how to book direct, because you might get something better.
Particularly for these kind of places that are independent, right? Like we're staying in, tomorrow in Niigata, we're staying at like a corporate hotel. And so that's not really going to make that much of a difference.
No, yeah, yeah, but just for like the kind of more special places.
Yeah,
just use
independent
Google
places.
Chrome's in-page translation. That got us pretty far.
Yep. So anyway, thanks for following along. It was quite a day.
Yeah.
If you're going to ever lose your passport and all of your money and your pass and your train tickets, I recommend you do that in Japan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then tomorrow we get back on that train and we get out to Niigata.
I'm going to not lose my shit.
Yeah, I'm probably going to lose my passport before the end of this because I was pretty freaking
Smug.
smug about the whole thing. Yeah. All right. I love you, sweetie. Thanks for the
Love you.
adventure. All right. Bye. You can check us out at anchor.fm/rainitin. That's spelled REINITIN, all one word, no spaces, and you can leave us a message there. You can also follow us at Instagram at rainitin_podcast or email us at rainitin@ssdpress.org, also spelled REINITIN at ssdpress.org. Thanks again to all of our friends and family for all the support and for putting up with this. Have a great day.